You say you should come around, come around. You say that we ballin' now. You say you're down. You just tryna come around, come around. You just tryna come around, come around. You say that we smoking loud, trying to start some drama now, but I ain't down. And you know that you love the sound.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the YouTube channel. Welcome back to the video. Hope you guys are all having a great day. Today we are going to be reviewing my brand new, not brand new, but my new to me 2004 Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution 8, and this is the SSL trim. Now, this is the best car I've ever owned, hands down. I love it so much. If you guys are new to the channel, I've owned this car for about 3 weeks now, and I have already done a ton of stuff to it. Now, you guys have already seen me take it to the track, and it's an absolute monster. I need tires for it because the tires for this car are not that good, but this Evo is incredibly fast. If you guys are new to the channel, I used to drive a 2018 Race Red Focus RS, and I actually just sold that to purchase the Evo 8, and so far this car has been so much more fun to drive than the Focus RS ever was. Now, this is an Evo 8 SSL, so that stands for Sun, Sound, and Leather. So it does have an upgraded sound system from the factory, and it does come with a subwoofer in the back. Now, I do have a stock radio for it, so I can't really bump my own tunes yet, but that will change here in the very near future. Sun stands for this sunroof right up here, so it does have a sunroof, and it also usually comes with leather seats, which most people in the Evo community aren't huge fans of. So whoever owned this car before me swapped it for the blue and black cloth seats, which are super nice bolstered. I'm a big guy, I'm about 6'4" and about 230 pounds currently, and these seats fit me incredibly well. Now, the steering wheel, the driving position, everything in this car is absolutely perfect. Now, this car does come with, at least on the Evo 8, it comes with the Momo steering wheel, and it's got a silver finish to it, and on the Evo 9, it's all black. And I honestly kind of like the silver look because it kind of makes the Momo pop a little bit more down here on the steering wheel. Feels perfect. It's a nice leather material. You can see all your gauges very well. Now, this car did come with the AEM air to fuel ratio gauge and the AEM boost gauge, which I love, but I wish the placement was a little bit different because I can't see my fuel gauge and or my mile per hour. So I'm gonna move that down here to the center console soon, just to make it a little bit easier to see all my gauges. Now, I know a lot of you guys are gonna be wondering what all is done to this car. So, to start out, there's a lot of things done to it. Basically, full bolt-ons, full exhaust. It has upgraded cams, it has upgraded head studs. It's running full 85. I'm not sure what size injectors are on there. Like I said, it's running full 85, and we just got this car dynoed, and it's putting down about 380 wheel horsepower. It's on a very conservative tune. I'm pulling about 22 to 24 pounds of boost currently, and it is a rocket ship. This is the fastest car I've ever owned, second fastest car I've ever driven besides my buddy Nick's RS3, which is an absolute monster. But very tasteful mods done. These were things that I wanted to do to my Evo anyways, and we are planning on turning up the boost on this here in the near future. It's also got an upgraded front mount intercooler. It's got an intake. It also has a coil on plug setup. Very tasteful mod. I think the Mitsubishi piece on the engine is also not stock, and I believe it's pretty rare, somebody was telling me. So it's got that. This car should be able to comfortably make about 500 to 600 wheel horsepower without me doing anything to it. Now, this car also comes with the 5-speed transmission. I know the Evo 9 MRs come with the 6-speed, which the 6-speed's nice because your 5th gear is shorter than my 5th, but 6th is longer than my 5th. So that's my only complaint. When you're chilling on the highway in this car, say cruising at 65, 70 miles an hour, your RPMs are at about 3,500. So the gas mileage on this car, as you guys can expect, is terrible, but it's miles per gallon. You know, who really cares about miles per gallon when you're driving an Evo? Running about 22 to 24 pounds of boost, so it screams. This car is an absolute monster. If you guys haven't seen the reaction video of the Evo, make sure you go check that out because it's hilarious and people just love the Evo. So, super fast, very tasteful mods. These were things I were gonna do to the Evo anyways, so I'm glad that somebody beat me to it and already did. Like the title of the video says, it's probably the cheapest Evo 8 that you can find in the country, or at least that I could find. I paid $7,000 for this Evo. 7K. Pretty crazy. A lot of people have been wondering what I paid and don't believe me that I paid 7 grand. Haven't done anything to it besides rattle can the wheels, which I'm really curious to know what you guys think of. But yeah, I did spray paint on the wheels. It is plastied up so I can peel it off if I want, but I think it's a really tasteful mod and I like the way it looks. It's different, it stands out, but looks really good. But when I bought this car, I kind of told myself, I was like, I'm not gonna daily drive it. And what have I been doing it? Driving it every single day. Every time I'm like, I can drive my Subaru or I can drive my Evo, let's drive the Evo. I love driving this car. It's very raw, it's very visceral. My Focus RS, you know, it had a lot of amenities. You know, I could hook up to Bluetooth. The interior was very nice, but it was a very expensive car. This car you don't buy for the interior. It's very basic, it's plain. There's not much to it besides some gauges, some nice seats, and that's really it. So you buy these cars for really the motor and the drivetrain, and the 4G63 is such a solid platform. These motors with pistons and rods can handle upwards of 1,000 horsepower, which to me is just nuts. They are a cast iron block, so they can just make gobs and gobs of power. Now you do have to upgrade everything else. I know a lot of people snap axles and have to upgrade the transmissions, but luckily I live in Colorado and there is a company called Jax Transmissions that I will be getting my transmission built at some point when I do go more power. So I'm really not too worried about the transmission or anything like that, because once I do go big turbo on this car, I'll get everything else to accompany that. As far as plans with this Evo, I am planning on going big turbo at some point. It is running an Evo 9 turbo. It is this twin scroll. This car spools up so fast, faster than my Focus did. I mean, boost hits at about 3,000 RPM and goes all the way up until 7,500 where this car redlines. It is a monster. The clutch on this car engages right at the top of the pedal, so it's a little bit difficult to drive, especially when I'm driving it daily and taking on a ton of errands and stuff like that. But you know, it's a grocery getter, it's a track monster, it's a beast on the street. I mean, there's really no other car that can keep up with it. And the car gets a ton of attention. I did not expect an Evo 8 to get as much attention as this does. At the car meets I've been to, at the track day, every single place I've taken this, like people with STIs, it doesn't really matter what they're in. So many people have just drooled over this car, which is really cool. Like, I love having a car that people appreciate so much, you know? I'm sure you guys are sitting there and being like, dude, we don't care about the specs. Just let us listen to the noise, let us listen to the motor. I'll give you guys that, all right? Do a nice little first gear rev. That's so crazy. This car, it just does it so easily. It just doesn't even break a sweat. You can just tell it wants more. It's like, feed me more power. Like, now this car easily has about another 5 to 6 PSI in it until this turbo is maxed out. And then we can just upgrade the turbo and make even more power. This car, it's absolutely mental. It is so mind-boggling how much power these things can make from the factory. I mean, a few bolt-on mods, fully 85. You don't have to have cams or head studs like I do, but I really want to make good power here in the future. And you can easily have a daily driver, a track car that makes 400 wheel horsepower all day. I'm so impressed. It's so fast, so easy to make power out of. For under 20 grand, I'm probably gonna have a 600 to 700 wheel horsepower Evo 8, which is just crazy to me. Like, what car can you buy, you know, sink $10,000 into and have a 600 wheel horsepower car? I mean, there's really no other options out there. Like, this car is just such a good platform to build. I am so happy with this Evo, and like, just listen to this. Mental. This car is, it's so fast, it's nuts. Like, look, you probably saw that car next to me. I mean, I just blow the doors off of people. It is so freakishly fast. It might only be 380 wheel horsepower, but to me it feels way over 400. It's a fast car. The only bad thing about this car is everybody always thinks I'm trying to race them. Even if I'm just chilling, cruising, going the speed limit, like, I'll have trucks You guys, I don't know if you saw that, but that Challenger tried to race me or blow past me. Like, everybody thinks I'm trying to race them. So that's a little bit of a downfall with this car, but I guess it kind of just comes with the territory. Like, you see an Evo without a wing, and you automatically think it's gonna be 700 wheel horsepower. So, I mean, I can't blame them for wanting to race me, but everybody tries. Aesthetically, the car is basically where I want it. I do want to put coilovers on it just to kind of make the stance better and make it handle better at the track. I need to get new tires, but other than that, what do you guys want to see me do to it aesthetically? To the motor, I'm planning on doing a big turbo build at some point here in the future. So if you guys have suggestions of what I should do to the Evo, please let me know. It might be raining, boys, but we still gonna send it. You know when water like pulls back on the windshield? That's how fast this car is. I don't have any Rain-X stuff on this, and literally the water just cruises back. It's hilarious. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed that video. I know it was kind of a short one. I just wanted to do a nice little overview / review of the Evo 8 because I know a lot of you guys have had questions. What's done? What do I think of it? How do I compare it to the RS? And honestly, this is the best car I've ever owned. I love it so much, and I can't wait to do a full build on it and show you guys the progression of the Evo. So let me know what you guys want to see me do to the Evo. I've got a ton of plans myself, but I want to know what your guys' suggestions are. If you enjoyed the video, please leave it a like, subscribe to the channel, and I will catch you guys next time.